Good evening, everyone. Hello. We're going to go ahead and get started. So, first, congratulations. Give yourselves a round of applause. Wow, not excited at all. You're graduating. Well, to kick things off and to kick our senior meeting. Oh, hold on. There you go. Okay. So I would like to kind of open our meeting with some opening remarks from our president. So please give a warm welcome to President Sammy Hoy.
Thank you, Carol. Dear class of 2023, it has such a nice ring to it. Class of 2023, how are you? Great, good, wonderful. Yeah, I want to be more energetic than before. So I'm going to echo the big sign actually up there before this slide. Congratulations. I want to echo Carol's words. Congratulations. This is such an exciting time. I'm so excited to be here to welcome you to this event that will tell you everything you need to know about your upcoming graduation. Now, I went through graduation for my undergrad, graduate programs, and I know at this time, many of you, as I was at that time, was thinking about the grad school application, the paper next week, your senior thesis exhibition, anything that might kind of preoccupy you. But I really want you to take a moment and just like be in the present and really relish this moment and think about in 3 months from now, you're going to be walking across the stage, and not just our wonderful Fairway stage. It's a beautiful hall, but we actually rented out the Meyerhoff Symphony Hall. That's been great. So all you and your family and all your loved ones can be there to celebrate with you your graduation. So take a moment, take a deep breath, relax your body, and just mentally project yourself to be on the stage, wearing caps and gowns, and coming across the stage, shaking my hands to receive your hard-earned MICA degree. So I think that's a big moment of celebration. Let's give yourself another big round of applause for that. So thank you. Yeah. And also I want to say for your class, your first 2 years were really started in pandemic times. And we're so glad that's all over behind us, that you actually came back to school last year in person, and you're here now also this year in person. But that kind of pandemic navigation was kind of difficult, but also I think it positions you very, very well for the future, because think about all the extraordinary efforts that you've made in overcoming the challenges, but also meeting the opportunities, because you're forced to be very flexible. You're forced to really support your family, each other, faculty, and peer students, actually both in Zoom and now kind of in person. It's really a very special kind of formative period that maybe no other generations of MICA students went through. So please think about that as being your special preparation after graduation. With this navigation, there's really nothing you cannot do. So I applaud you for believing in yourselves, sticking it out, believing in the community and supporting each other, and working again with the faculty and your students, and so for persevering. So your graduation, more than maybe a lot of other classes' graduation, is a heroic accomplishment. So please relish that as well. And we are, I can say on behalf of everyone in the room, all the staff members, all the faculty members, we're going to help you make your graduate commencement exercise this May really a very, very special exercise that fulfills all the meaning that you invested in your education and also in your kind of future. So we look forward to that. You're going to hear from a lot of people today, so I'm actually going to keep my remarks short and sweet, but I do want to make a plug and ask you to participate. We always assemble a great slate of honorary degrees for your role models at commencement exercise, and you're still within the window of nomination. We have a few people, very exciting people we are actually talking with right now. We cannot announce them until the slate has been assembled, so you'll hear about that later this spring. But please, saw your memo that I sent out from my office last week. I'll go online under commencement, and there's an online nomination form. Please put down names of your role models, people you would like to see celebrating with you at commencement, and we'll do our best to invite them. So with that, I'm going to turn over back to, is it Carol? Are you? Okay, but again, congratulations, and looking forward to seeing you on stage. But part two. Thank you.
So I realized that I did not introduce myself, but my name is Carol Martinez Doan. I use they, them, theirs pronoun. I'm the director for the Center for Student Engagement, and I'm the one that has been sending all those emails. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your last minute flexibility on the location change. And also, hello to all the folks on Zoom. We have about 100 or so folks joining us on Zoom. One thing that I will mention is for the folks on Zoom is that I am going to prioritize in person for questions, but I will try to get to your questions. If not, we'll get all those questions and try to address them at a later point. So as Sammy mentioned, today you'll be hearing from a lot of different offices, and our goal is to give you all the information that you need to finish this last semester. We do have some students that have already graduated with us. So we have folks that graduated December 2022, but they get to kind of walk and participate in the exhibition as well as the commencement ceremony in May. The majority of folks are graduating in May 2022. We also have some students that are graduating in August 2022. So all of those folks are with us today. Did you need to come up here to do stuff? Okay. All right. So one thing to, hold on, let me make sure. Okay, so a couple of things that I want to highlight is I will be, again, my name is Carol Martinez Doan. I'll be kind of a big supporter of you all this last semester. You're going to be here from lots of different offices, but my goal is to try to synthesize all the information and, put it together, package it for you all. So please check your MICA email. I'll be sending you all regular emails that try to kind of, again, collect all the information from the different offices and put it into one package. Doesn't mean that you will still probably get emails from those individual offices. So you'll just be hearing from multiple folks. I do want to highlight, so again, some folks said, what if you don't have the MICA app? This is a great time to download the MICA app, not only because you have to check in the event, but we have created a special channel just for seniors that is actually not a public channel. I'm going to show you how to get to that in a second. But that's going to be another way for you all to communicate with each other, but also for us and offices to share upcoming deadlines, announcements, and things like that. And then I also will kind of point out that we have a website, mica.edu/commencement, where we'll be updating regularly with important links. So if you are on the MICA app, you should have been added, but this is how you can kind of find that channel. So if you go down to the bottom, the news feed, and I know that this, for some folks, are you're staying away from it, which is okay, but there's a special channel for you all that you don't have to get to the main news feed. So you go down to the news feed, and then you have the little hamburger menu up on the top. And then you're going to get all these different channels. So you're probably used to kind of the main student feed. But if you go to private channels, there is one that is called Seniors 2023. And this is a really good way for you all to communicate with each other, which can sometimes come in handy during tickets. So sometimes, again, we'll be talking a little bit later how many tickets you receive for the ceremony. And sometimes there's a student who's like, I just have 2 family members, so I have all these extra tickets. And so you can just post on the MICA app, hey, I have these extra tickets, who wants them? Or on the reverse, if you're hey, I have a big family, I could really use 3 extra tickets. Anybody have extras? And so again, it's just a really good way for you all to communicate with each other. Just because I did mention the commencement website, I'll show that. You'll be hearing, again, getting a lot of these information. I should have done this before. Oh, okay. Well, there it is. First one. Okay, so this is going to be the main website. There's going to be another one that is a lot more flashy later on, but this is kind of when you're I need all those links that we talked about. So all of the handouts that we're going to be mentioning today, the slideshow is already here up on the website. So if you're I want to recap, some people were taking pictures of the MICA app and how you get to the senior channel. Again, this whole slideshow that we're using is going to be available there. And all of these things we're going to be talking about later on today. Okay, so, all right, so Sammy mentioned there is going to be kind of a main speaker, and you'll be finding out who those folks are later on. It's always amazing folks. We also will always have students who are part of the commencement role. So we have a student speaker, and so you are a big part of the ceremony, and it's kind of an opportunity as a student to represent your class, to speak on behalf of your class to your classmates, but also to the families, parents and families in the audience. So you'll deliver kind of the final address, the main address. We also actually have an opening speaker and a closing speaker. So if you're interested in being considered for the student speaker role, the application is going to be due on March 15th. So again, if you go to the website, mica.edu/commencement, the link is already up. And then we're going to have interviews. So there is going to be a selection committee that is made up of student, staff, faculty, and they will select the final 3 candidates. So those are the 3 candidates that will be part of the ceremony. And then you all as a class will vote on who is your main speaker. That's going to happen March 31st to the 6th. And then we make an announcement on April 7th, who's your opening speaker, your main speaker, and your closing speaker. All right. And so up next, we want to bring up enrollment services. So I think Ken DePong.
Greetings, I'm Ken DePong. I use he, him pronouns. Christine Peterson couldn't make it this evening, so you get the added bonus of my deadpan delivery for 5 minutes. I've had the good fortune of working with many of you directly, so this is a gratifying moment in that regard, but I sincerely congratulate all of you on behalf of Enrollment Services and Academic Advising. We appreciate that you have persevered through global pandemic and myriad other challenges, and we're very much looking forward to celebrating all of your achievements later this year. Before I launch into all the riveting material on the next few slides, I do want to take a moment to just draw your attention to a sheet in your packet labeled Academic Information for the Class of 2023. Not going to insult your intelligence by reading it to you. I just want to highlight a couple of things on there. First, if you have taken courses through another institution, plan to use those toward your degree here, but have never furnished us with a transcript, now is the time to make those arrangements so that we can update your record and verify that you are eligible to graduate. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Apparently you don't have that. I do, and I will wave it at you. Our office is going to be emailing you at the end of this week about many of the things I'm presenting on today, so we will include that document as part of the mailing. On it, again, I just want to emphasize, if you owe us a transcript, now's the time to make those arrangements. Similarly, if you've been waiting to have a conversation with your department chair about a substitution for a requirement in your degree plan, you probably want to put an end to that postponement and solidify that approval now. As Carol mentioned, we have some in the crowd today who graduated in December. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about here today are not relevant because you're already in a more advanced stage in the process, but I'll try to highlight where that's the case. Okay, so this is what awaits you at the end of the process. Little screenshot of a diploma. MICA partners with a third-party vendor for diploma generation and distribution. When you walk across the stage on commencement day, you will receive your diploma cover, which is a very attractive piece. The diploma itself, you will get 2 versions of it, provided that A, you have completed all your degree requirements, and B, you do not owe the institution any money. Assuming you've satisfied those things, you will receive a certified digital diploma on the day of commencement, and that's suitable for anyone who needs verification of your degree. You will also receive the hard copy diploma through the mail. So it's important, as part of the general wrapping up process here, that you verify or update your address if you haven't done so recently. Okay. Knowing how eager you are to engage with our administrative processes, we're going to throw one more at you here. There is sort of a 2-pronged application that you need to complete. The first through enrollment services is the one that's summarized on this screen. Now, it was my hope and my aspiration to provide you with a demo of that process, but, and I know you'll be shocked to hear this, the MICA portal is not being very cooperative right now. I can assure you, however, that it's among the simplest administrative tasks we ever asked you to complete, hopefully the most joyful. It's completed through your Student Service Center in the MICA portal, which is a place with which you should already be intimately familiar. Again, you'll receive explicit instructions on Friday, but basically it's a couple of clicks, verifying a couple of things, instantaneous verification that you have applied for graduation. Very simple process. This is one of the things that fall graduates will not need to complete. Your degree has already been posted, so applying to graduate is sort of counterintuitive. Okay. Now, throughout the course of your MICA career, you've seen your legal name presented in certain places. If you've entered a preferred name into the system, you've seen that appear in other places. Now, we're offering you the opportunity, that's a very generous way of putting it, of letting us know how you want your name displayed on your diploma and in the commencement program, okay? So, through the process described here, and again, this will take place in your Student Service Center. You'll find a link there for personal information and names. We're going to ask you to enter what we call a degree name or diploma name. And again, if you don't enter anything here, it's going to default to your legal name, whatever that is in the system. But we encourage you to take a more active role here and enter a name so that we can ensure that it's represented properly at this very important event. So, okay. And then finally, I mentioned before, there are two parts to applying to graduate. The second is the graduating student survey. This is a slightly lengthier endeavor than the application I described earlier. This is, in the spirit of MICA, a very nice survey to provide you with, you know, a platform for guiding the institution's future decisions and brainstorming about all manner of topics related to your academic career. So just know that we take that feedback seriously and that it is forwarded to departments to factor into their short and long-term planning. One other caveat with the graduating student survey, in order to obtain your commencement tickets, you must complete this. So while you may not be inclined to provide a whole lot of feedback on the way out, we're pretty much forcing you to do that if you want to come to commencement. So, the deadline to apply both applications for enrollment services and graduating student survey is March 13th. So you want to bear that date in mind. Okay. The enrollment services application will probably take you all of 30 seconds. The graduating student survey, depending on how detailed you want to get in your feedback, could probably take you up to an hour. So with that, I think that represents the end of my presentation. I'm going to turn things over to John to talk about the commencement program and all things related. So thank you and congratulations again.
Hi all, I'm John Lippitz, he, him pronouns, and I am the director of events here. I did want to, I seem to have lost the agenda. Is it, where, oh. Oh, well, I guess I just hit tab. No, I don't need it. I just wanted that, but that's fine. Did I go too far? Okay, so first I wanted to just kind of highlight this document. It has a lot of deadlines on it that you guys should really need to pay attention to. Wherever it says deadline, it is bolded. It's deadlines about ticketing. It's deadlines about the survey. It's deadlines about regalia. There are several regalia deadlines. The later you order your regalia, the more expensive it gets. And stuff about Art Walk. A lot of stuff about Art Walk. And then you have the day of commencement. To give you a walkthrough of that, I'm just gonna, we'll go through that later. in here, but just so you know, so Micah's commencement, it was Monday, May 15th. It is not at the Meyerhoff House. It is at Meyerhoff Symphony Hall, which for those of you who know, it is just across the park from Mount Royal Station. Your ceremony begins at 3 p.m. The graduate ceremony will begin at 10 a.m. Apparently, where should I be clicking? Okay. Down. Okay. There we go. All right, so the schedule for the day. The day of the ceremony. So from 9 to noon, you'll still be able to pick up your regalia if you haven't yet. That is generally pre-order regalia. Carrie will talk more about regalia, Carrie lists from the school store. But from 9 to noon, you can pick up your regalia. 1:30, you will arrive at the church parking lot. The church parking lot is the one next to Meyerhoff. Sorry, for the undergraduate ceremony. So you're not looking at the graduate ceremony. Times are different. I apologize for that. Nonetheless, you'll assemble for the processional, and then the procession that will kind of be in front of the Mount Royal Station up above it on the hill. And then you'll walk right through Pearlstone Park into the Meyerhoff Symphony Hall, where the ceremony will start. So that just kind of gives you an idea. It should be over by about 5-ish. Art Walk, the Art Walk, which is the commencement exhibition, will open on Friday, May 12th, runs through the 15th. Our director of exhibitions is going to give you a lot more information about that. But I just want you to be aware of the opening night gala, which is that Friday night. You will register to participate for that by May 1st. And if you do register, you'll have to check in. You'll be asked to stand by your artwork. You'll get a couple of drink tickets for the end of the evening. We have reduced it at the request of the faculty. It used to be that you were supposed to be by your artwork the entire time. We've reduced that by an hour. So for the last hour, you can wander around, go see other artwork, or just whatever, or just go early and get your drink. And then below that is the hours for the entire ceremony. And just so you know, on Monday, May 15th, because the ceremony itself doesn't end until 5, the show will continue after 5 p.m. Everything will be on, but at 5 p.m., you guys, as soon as you guys are done your ceremony, you guys can start deinstalling. You don't have to wait so we didn't say the show's going to close at 9 o'clock that night. So if you want to deinstall, that's fine. But if you want to leave it up, your show's going to be open. You want to bring your families at 6 o'clock to see the show. That's perfectly fine. Regalia. I'll come back to talk about tickets. Yeah, it's not up there.
Okay. Oh, and it's just,
Just hit the arrow.
hello, everyone. I am Carrie Litz from the Micah store. I feel like I've seen most of you lots of times before. And so I'm going to be talking to you about regalia. What's kind of awesome, what's always been great to me about Micah's commencement, and I am a Micah grad myself, is that you can wear whatever you want. You don't have to wear all the traditional stuff. But if you do want to, or maybe your family wants you to, there are some options. So most of you probably already know what a lot of this stuff is. You know what gowns are. Our gown is black, just a simple black gown. You can wear one or not. You order by size, so you're gonna need to know what size you wear and your height and that sort of thing. Stoles, does everybody know what stoles are? I didn't know what they were. Yeah, it's that. So you wear them around your neck and down the front, and they're basically to personalize your regalia. So, say something about yourself. They range from plain colors to patterns. They can be international. They can have like a flag for your country. They can be rainbow, which is my preference. I think everyone should be rainbow. And you just have a lot of choices in those. And you can decorate them too. You can get like a simple like one color one and put your own stuff on it. You can paint them. You can do anything. Another option that you have, and you haven't had, well, I mean, I guess if folks could always wear what they wanted, you could wear a mortarboard cap if you want. So you can get that, and it is a cheaper option. And so basically those are the really, typical caps that graduates wear, undergraduates in particular. And then there's tassels. Our tassel would be a gold color. You can get a tassel to wear. You can get a tassel as a souvenir. You can get a tassel for your mom if that's the only reason why you might need a tassel. And then there's the MICA beret, which is the traditional hat at MICA that we wear for graduation. So the beret is a black velvet, and it is going to be made to size. And our berets are actually made locally by a MICA alumni. And she's been making them for the past 20 years. And so you're going to need to measure your head. And if you need any help with that, you can come by the store and we can help you figure out what size you need. But they're, a great keepsake, and it's something you can wear. You don't have to be in the French military to sport a beret any day. You can, you're an artist. You can do whatever you want. Okay, let's go to the. Okay, so the links to ordering things, it's a little early yet for some of the stuff. But it can all be found on our website. And that's just going to be shop.mica.edu. And I was handing out magnets. That takes you to our main homepage. But if you go to commencement products, you'll see all these links. You can start ordering your beret now if you want to. That is open, and we are taking orders through the store for the beret. And the best pricing, like it says up there, is going to be if you get your order in before March 15th or by March 15th. The other regalia, the gown, if you want a cap, tassels, stoles, that's not up yet. But as soon as it is up, I will reach out. I will put it on the MICA app in the senior, whatever it's called. You can, and channel, the senior channel. Yes, that's, sorry. Yes. Same thing with announcements. Announcements are not available to order yet, but they will be anytime. And announcements, if you don't know what those are, they're not tickets to your graduation. They are something that you send out, and you get the MICA ones so it looks official. You send these out to your friends and family, even distant acquaintances, and they send you money and gifts. That's the point of those. So, it's up to you. You can make your own. You can buy MICA ones. Totally up to you. And those you'll be able to order soon. You can go ahead, though, if you want, and order a frame. You can get frames with lots of different styles, but they all have the black mat that has the Maryland Institute in it. And believe it or not, you can actually order a MICA class ring if you want. There's several styles to choose from. You can get gold, all kinds of stuff. But, keep an eye out. I will be sending out emails as soon as stuff, becomes available to order, and when we're getting closer to deadlines and things. And if you have questions, you know where I am. I'm at the MICA store almost all the time, actually. But if I'm not, everyone will know this information and can help you. We can help you measure stuff as needed, just answer questions, help you get orders in, whatever you need to do. So, yeah, just reach out, check the site, keep an eye out for emails and updates on the app. Thank you.
All right, so commencement tickets. Commencement tickets are going to be done through Eventbrite. You are only eligible for tickets if you complete your student survey. So if you try and log into Eventbrite and use your code, it will not be active unless you have completed your survey. If you haven't completed your survey and you need to, please do that. It'll still take a day or two for your your code to work because it's a manual thing. Your code is your last name plus your last 4 digits of your MICA ID. Just some thoughts for that. You'll get a link specifically. You'll get an email with detailed instructions with a link because it will not be a public link. You can order 1, 2, 4 tickets. You can order them 1 at a time. You can order all 4 at a time. You can order 2 and then tell a friend your code and they can order your final 2 because you don't need them, or you can order your 2 and then give your mother or father your code and then they can order your final 2. You do not need a ticket for yourself. So all 4 tickets can be used for people other than you. There is some detail on here about your names. If you have a space in your name, if you have an apostrophe in your name, how they deal with that, because some of that can't be translated into the codes, but you can see that there. After April 1st, shortly thereafter, we will send out a Google form asking who wants more tickets. We're not sure how many more we'll be able to offer. It'll be based on how many are claimed by April 1st. And then once we get that list of people, we'll try and give out as many tickets as we can until they're done. When we no longer have any more tickets, we will take a wait list in case people do give tickets back. And I think that's it about tickets. I'm sure there'll be questions at the end, and I will be available for that. Final meeting, you want to talk about that?
Okay, so we will have one more meeting on Friday, May 12th at 11 a.m. And this will be focused on the ceremony. So the ceremony is on May 15th. So it's just the Friday before to answer any last minute questions about parking, what time to show up. We'll do kind of reminders, what time to show up, what to wear, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Right after that, we have a senior barbecue. So we'll feed you some lunch at Cohen Plaza. And it's just a nice time to like celebrate with friends and get some free food. Art walk. Okay. So I do want to, yes, question. We do not have a rehearsal. So the meeting on May 12th is kind of the closest. We don't have like a walkthrough, but we do like a visual, like here's what the stage will look like, and here's the process to get your diploma and all of that. Yes, I'm going to take this last question, and we're going to have questions at the end because I want to be mindful of time since we did say until 6. Yes. So you do not buy your own cords. At MICA, we have different cords, academic cords, leadership cords, art ed. Those will be provided to you. And the tassel would be something you purchase if you choose to wear that. So this is the first year we've had tassels. You're the inaugural class. So again, you do not have to wear regalia to commencement. So I just want to be clear on that. I know in other schools, that's like a mandatory, you have to be dressed. You can express yourself. There are many students who choose not to wear regalia, and now you have the option of wearing a beret or mortarboard. Okay, again, I want to be mindful of time, so I'm going to make sure that all the presenters get through, and then we'll do questions at the end. So next up, we have Art Walk, and if I can ask presenters to, again, let's try to be brief and keep it moving, just because we have about 20 minutes left. Andrea Dixon, Interim Director of Exhibitions. Sorry.
What do I do to move that? Great, thanks. Hi all, Andrea Dixon, and I am the Interim Director of Exhibitions. Before we're done at the end of the year, I will probably know everybody here. Think of exhibitions as sort of a big clearinghouse at this point in terms of what you'll be, experiencing here on out. We try and cover everything. And I'm going to just give you a really brief overview. We are going to meet one-on-one with each of your departments. So you don't have to remember this. We'll, more detailed questions can be asked at those one-on-one meetings. So when we talk about space for the exhibition, that isn't determined through the exhibitions office. We've already had a meeting and the spaces are allotted through your departments. So you'll be meeting with your departments and, depending on how many students there are in each of the majors, classrooms and galleries and all that have been allocated already. So you'll get that information through them. Here's just some visuals. So you'll hear us interchangeably refer to Art Walk and the commencement exhibition. Just, when we say Art Walk, we're sort of generally talking about the exhibition itself. There are two really important deadlines. One is April 3rd, and that's when pedestals or equipment that's your deadline for that. The other is May 1st. So anybody who needs a pedestal or equipment, keep that first deadline in mind. There is a mandatory proposal form that you'll be filling out. It'll be on the MICA webpage that Carol had showed in the beginning. The link will be there. It will also be emailed to you. I can't say it enough, check your emails from here on out. It's a stressful, emotional time of year, but the emails are going to be really important. But the link to the proposal form will be there. And within that proposal form, the after April 3rd, that section for pedestals and equipment will actually shut down. You won't have access to it anymore. So keep that in mind. This is just, again, we'll meet one-on-one with your departments, but just so you have a sense of what the form looks like. The start of the form is basic personal information that you guys are accustomed to checking over. It asks for your Instagram, because if you want to put that, MICA's all about promoting you through Instagram. And then it gets into the artwork section itself. So the artwork itself, it's sort of 2 pages. There's sort of the outer page of the proposal form where it's asking for that basic information, and then you're going to do your artwork entries. And you just continue adding your items, and it'll give you a list of the items you've submitted. We want that information because, again, we're looking at all of you across campus, what you're doing. So on our end, it's creating a massive database of information, so we can see, that there's no overlaps where people are on campus, that no one's doing anything, unsafe, things like that. So we're gathering the information. Really, our job is to make it as smooth as possible for you in terms of your exhibition. So we're gleaning the information from this, and it helps us to then get back to you if there's questions. You may not have asked the questions, but we see that there may be something where it's a hiccup or an issue. So that's why we're doing this. Here's the deadline of April 3rd that I talked about. So pedestals, if you guys don't know what those are, the things that you see in all the galleries, where there might be a ceramic piece on it. That's what the pedestals are. They come in lots and lots of different sizes, but I can tell you for Art Walk, every single one is used across campus. So we ask that students only ask for one. I think the form will only allow you to ask for one. And then it's sort of first come, first serve right when you're installing. If we have any additional ones, you can grab another one. But otherwise, we're going to say to students, you can just request one. And equipment, it's sort of the same thing. If you're requesting a flat screen, we won't have 6 for one person, because the supplies that we have, during the bulk of the year, we feel like we have lots of equipment, but when it comes to commencement, it has to be spread across the whole campus. So you'll need to limit your requests or find other resources. So that's it. Again, we'll be sending out emails to your department, and we'll be meeting one-on-one. So if you have specific questions, but I'll be here until the end, so you can ask them then as well.
I'm just going to keep it going. So hi, my name is Megan Miller. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm here on behalf of the career development team who are upstairs meeting with students. And so they couldn't be here today. I did want to emphasize that you can come meet with us. If you have never been to career development, this is my plea to you now. Please come. Your parents have been bugging you this whole time. Come on over. You can meet with us, set up an appointment on Calendly. That's how you can get to all of our appointments. But we also have lots of resources that you can access throughout the semester, throughout your whole life, actually, because most of it is online. A lot of our professional materials and all the information about jobs and applying to jobs. Please reference this information before you start applying to things. There's a lot of really, really good resources. And again, these are linked in the presentation. So if you have never experienced those before, please go and check them out. That's our link to schedule appointments, as well as you can meet with a PCA, which is one of our peer career advisors, and they also have walk-ins. So if you can't schedule an appointment, but you're available during walk-ins, we'd say, come on in, bring your materials, and we'll get started with you. We have a lot of upcoming events. Many I want to highlight are on Sandbox Day, so that's coming up on February 10th, and you all have classes off that day, so there's no excuse for not joining us. We have lots of stuff happening. And then we also have a lot of employers visiting this semester, and so please check those events out and participate as much as you can. And then for those of you who are international students, we're going to be having OPT and H-1B, O-1 visa workshops, so with attorneys, which will be really helpful for you as you're starting that process. So again, just keep an eye out for those, as well as some freelancing for creatives. We're going to do some entrepreneurship stuff in addition to our Upstart competition, which you all can support any of your colleagues who are participating in that program. So last but not least, I'm just going to mention, in addition to the graduating student survey, we'll be asking you in MICA Network, if you've never been in MICA Network, it is our job board. It is kind of the place where we house all of that great information. It's also where we collect data on where you end up working after graduation. So we'll be sending you some information about letting us know. And it's a quick form. It doesn't take a half hour or an hour. It takes 5 minutes. Once you know where you are landing, that's really helpful to share with us as we can begin to help you, potentially even if you haven't landed somewhere, letting us know that. So again, takes 3 to 5 minutes. It's super easy and really important for us because we're trying to, connect students constantly to our alumni and where they land. And so next year you will be the person that has landed in this amazing place and we'll be able to connect students to you. So undoubtedly those connections are super important for us to maintain. And last but not least, I just want to tell you, you do have career development for life. So this is something that we advertise obviously at the beginning of the school when you come here, but it's true. All of our counselors can meet with you as an alum. We want to see you land that first job that's meaningful to you and that is creating, the product of all of this hard work. And if you need coaching and help along the way, that's what we're here for. And hopefully you'll be able to, again, like I said, turn around and give it back to future MICA students once you found your next role. So I will turn it back over. Turn the cow.
Thank you, Megan. Well, I'm Dave Zeit. I got a microphone. But what I need is one of those berets, Carrie. I need to go to the bookstore and get that. You know what? Wear that into student accounts. And speaking of which, about student accounts, we have a lot to do this semester. I'm glad that everyone's here assembled and going to graduate. Even if someone owes a balance and is maybe a little bit concerned about that, there's really no impact for the graduation ceremony itself. Everyone walks across the stage. You've all taken classes. You've all done your due diligence, and now you're graduating. We cannot touch that, and everyone will be graduating with a balance or not. Of course, after that, we could work on a payment plan or anything like that. Now, for those that are already paid, you'll be in a refund position come graduation. A refund position meaning everyone has a security deposit of $150. So that goes in from your Bank of MICA back onto your account, $150 credit. If you live in the dorms as a senior, you probably will get a $250 on top of that. Anything in your flex is refundable as well. So you'll have this credit. So everyone should update their address or make sure their direct deposit is set up because some money will be coming to you over the course of the summer. So with this deposit, I will also vet that deposit against certain areas of the college, a parking fine office, library collections, maybe the bookstore, if someone didn't pay for something, or the print lab. We'll take that money right out of that $150 and give you back the rest. So that's how the money aspect flows as opposed to graduation. There's two other aspects that I wanted to touch on, two other departments that I'm representing as well. The international office wanted me to let the students know that they'll be having OPT training sessions for the internationals. So basically ways that they could, integrate and get a job in the United States of America after graduation and getting that visa to do that. We'll have meetings based on that during the course of this semester. Also, there will be a loan meeting towards the end of the semester. We're arranging that with the financial aid. Yeah, dealing with loans is no easy task. I just closed the Perkins loan program down. I mean, there were some loans from 1972 sitting out there. So, dealing with the Department of Education is no easy task. Let me handle this loan meeting. Let me arrange it. And we'll do something over the Zoom. We'll do something maybe in person, maybe a hybrid. we'll figure something out so graduating seniors can understand all about their loans and how to repay them when the time comes. So we really do appreciate everyone's attendance. And I will cap the meeting off with Rita from the Advancement Department. Thank you so much.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I know I'm going to make it quick. My name is Rita, she, her pronouns. I'm in the Office of Advancement. And I'm here to talk about the senior class gift. The senior class gift, if you don't already know, is an opportunity for you and your classmates and your peers to kind of make your lasting mark on MICA with a gift of your graduating year, which would be $20.23. This initiative is completely student-led, so that means you all get to vote, which we're going to do tonight, on where you want these collective funds to go to. If you can scan that QR code right there, it's a really simple Google form, just your name. Not on the MICA app, just a scan. Even in the back, you should be able to do it. And if we can get the link to those on Zoom, which I think Carol might be doing, we're going to figure that out. The 4 options that we're voting from tonight were collected by you all already. And the 4 are the Empower Creative Scholarship Funds, so that's general scholarship support. The Angel Fund, which is emergency financial aid for students in need. Mental health resources on campus, or the senior thesis grants for next year's seniors. No matter which you choose, obviously, the money is going to and supporting future MICA students to get to kind of where you are right now. Once we complete the survey and decide on the funds that the money is going to support, you can obviously make your gift. And the easiest way to do that is through the graduating student survey that you've heard a lot about tonight. There's an option right there to make your gift from your deposit, which I think David just mentioned. 1 second, I'll get to you in 1 second. Oh, is it not working? Permission, okay. If you sign in with your MICA email, it should exist because I did, no. Okay, we can keep this up on the screen and I will work with Carol and tech people, not me, to make it work. To make your gift, again, once we get this working, you can make it through your graduating student survey, or easy enough, go to mica.edu/senior-class-gift. You can learn more, make your gift online, or ask your network to kind of make a gift on your behalf of $20.23. I've been involved with this program for 4 years, and it's really exciting, and to see all the support from the seniors making their mark on the next generation of artists and designers that are following in your footsteps. If you have any questions, so that I don't have to spell out my last name, you're welcome to email give@mica.edu. And I'm going to get this up and working and send it off to the next person. I'll keep it up because it's Q&A, so I can keep that up. Okay. Am I allowed to touch this, or will that mess up the?
Yeah, you can touch that.
So some people are able to do it.
Yeah. So we have had responses. So we'll try to figure out what's happening. We've already received about 50 responses to the senior class gift. So I want to be, again, mindful of time. We have about 7 minutes, but if you want to say like 10, let's just go with that. I want to see what questions you all have. I know that throughout we've had Sunny. Oh my God, hi, so good to see you. Oh my God, I just saw you. Hi, Sunny. Okay. So I want to see what questions you all have. We've covered a lot of information. And I know that there was a couple questions earlier, but just like, let me just open it up to questions overall from things that we have covered. So right over here. All right, so the question was, where do we pick up cords or anything that the school gives us? So at the senior barbecue, we will be distributing cords, and then we also will have that the day of. So if there's any folks that are out of town on Monday, May 15th, we will have tables set up that has the cords to give out, if you are one of the folks that are receiving that. Another question over there. Good question. When do you find out what cords you get? So let's see. Well, we have a lot of different cords. So academic,
I can give a brief answer on some of the chords. Many of them are based on academic honors, so cum laude, magna, summa, et cetera. Obviously, we have to notify you of these things before final grades are posted for the semester. So you'll receive notice probably mid-semester about your eligibility to receive a chord. Then on the day of commencement, grades will have been posted. It's possible your honors may have shifted slightly because of your GPA. So, but generally speaking, if you're 3.7 or above, you're getting a chord for academic reasons. As Carol mentioned before, other programs like MAT, like art education, will also give out chords. Those would probably be coordinated through members of the department, but they will also be present at commencement day.
Yeah, so if you're part of MAT, you're getting a chord, you would know if you're part of that. And then the last one that we have is the student leadership chord. And so that is if you have been involved at any point during your 4 years. So you don't have to have like a formal student leadership position right now. Things that are included in that are like being a student organization officer, being an RA, a PCA, pre-college. So we collect all of these names throughout the 4 year. And so if you ever did any of those, you will be getting a blue student leadership chord. We do make those known at the MICA Leadership Awards night. And so you want to know ahead of time, you'll be invited to that event. And so that's how you'll know. Okay, right over here. So the question was, when will Art Walk forms be available? And we're hearing by February 12th. The question was, are we allowed to bring our own tables if we can't get a pedestal? And the answer is yes. Wait, can I ask you to come back to the mic? Just so our people on Zoom could hear.
Oh, sure, yeah. So we are intending for the degree name as you see it in the system to be what's announced or at least listed in the program. You will have the opportunity on commencement day because you'll be given a name card that you'll give to the reader as you cross the stage. You can have your name called however you want it. So you have the opportunity to manipulate things on the card. If you want your degree name to be something other than your legal name, that's fine. You just specify it in the system and we will honor that request. I don't know if I answered the question or not. We good? Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, I see a hand right over there. I'll come back to the front and then over here. Okay. So the question is, if you are currently not on the MICA app, how do you get to the senior channel? So if you do not have the MICA app, there's not a way to access the channel unless you get on the MICA app. So first, download the MICA app, and then did we automatically add all the seniors? So, oh, okay. So send an email to kmartinez@mica.edu. It's the person that's been emailing you, probably very annoyingly. And just send me an email and I'll make sure to get it routed to get you added. Okay, over here.
Yeah, pretty much generally we say 2 and above, but you know, it's if it's based on seats. So if your 2-year-old or 1-year-old needs a seat for themselves, great, you know, then get a ticket for them. If your 3-year-old can sit on a lap, you don't need a ticket for them, that kind of thing.
Make sure that you have voted. I'm going to be taking off the QR code in a few seconds so that if anybody has not checked in, I'm going to put that QR code up. So if you have not voted for the senior class gift, please make sure to do that. Can we put the link again on the Zoom, please, Chloe? Thank you. Okay, right over there. No. So this is for anybody who graduated already, December 2022, winter 2022, May 2023, and August 2023. So if there's anybody here who's graduating December 2023, then you don't have to do any of this. You actually will be invited to the May 2024 ceremony and process. Okay, yes. Do you know anything? Okay, so you can start by the international office. I believe in the day of schedule, there was a meeting scheduled. And that date is, I think, in the last page for OPT. So see if it's, do you see it? Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, the tiny little one at the bottom, OPT. I saw another hand over here. All right, I'm gonna put the other QR code up so that if you have not checked in, you can make sure we give you. Okay, so again, make sure that if you are here, make sure you have checked in on the MICA app. So this one, I know we keep confusing you. This one, you have to use the MICA app to check in. Okay, other questions? Yes. So when do you get kicked out of the MICA email? Does anybody know the act? We're gonna find out. We have that information. We're gonna find out in a second. There was another hand I saw. Yes, thank you.
Sorry, I was supposed to talk about that. So you can reach out to the Office of Events or the Office of Disability Services. But Office of Events is easiest because you can just email me at events@mica.edu. Or you can stop by Bunting 350 and just let us know what's going on. You just need to tell me the name of the person who has a disability and what accommodation they'll need. We will have ASL signers at the ceremony, so if it's somebody who needs ASL, you don't have to worry about that. But we will make sure that you actually should tell us that because we'll make sure that they have a seat where they can see the signers.
So June 4th, 2023 is going to be the date. And one thing that we learned from last year is that anybody who graduates in December, you actually still have access through June. So even though like you graduate in December, all the graduating students, unless you graduate in August, will lose access June 4th, 2023. So about a month after graduation. Okay. All right, so I do see it's 6:03, so I'm gonna do two more questions. And then if you have additional questions, feel free to come up to the stage. Anybody on Zoom, or make a note of all those questions. Again, just because there was too much to manage, we'll get to those Zoom questions later. But there were two more hands up and then we'll wrap up our meeting. Did I see two hands? Oh, I didn't. Okay, you put them down. Oh, yes, right here. Can you speak up a little bit? So it was art walk related, and it what was the question? So the question was for anybody that needs any accommodations during art walk, will there be chairs provided? And yes, there will be. So you just have to make sure you're communicating with exhibitions, and we'll make those accommodations. Okay, so, okay, this is the last question. Yes.
Yeah, so for diplomas, as I mentioned, on the day of commencement, you'll receive the certified digital diploma. The physical diploma will be mailed roughly 1 to 2 weeks after commencement. So depending on where you live and how complicated it is to get the piece of mail there, it could take up to 3 to 4 weeks for the physical diploma to reach you. So. Yes, we do accept international shipping. Yeah. Say, just make sure that in the system, you've specified the address to which you would like to have your diploma sent.
All right, and you have voted. Your senior class gift is Angel Fund. All right. If I can have you all give a big shout out to the events team who's been doing tech support and has to do a lot of last minute switcheroos. Thank you to all the presenters. If you have any additional questions, feel free to come up after the meeting. But thank you all and have a great rest of your evening.